in D.C. and was apparently consistent with federal guidelines. Then came the Trump tweets. This one posted just before 2 a.m. this morning. Quote, "This is a horrible and very unfair situation. The real crimes were on the other side, as nothing happens to them. Cannot allow this miscarriage of justice." A few hours later, reports surfaced suggesting senior Justice Department officials would intervene to overrule the prosecutors in the Stone case. A senior DOJ official told NBC News the Stone sentencing recommendation was, quote, "extreme and excessive." One of the prosecutors who resigned this afternoon, Aaron Zielinski, was also part of Robert Mueller's team. He'll leave Washington and return to his old post as a U.S. attorney in Maryland. Joining our conversation, former chief spokesman for the Justice Department, Matt Miller. Matt, this seems, for a Justice Department that under Attorney General Barr has done a lot of alarming things, from accusing the government of spying when they did nothing of the sort, from putting his finger on the scale and tainting the 2-year-long Mueller investigation. This feels like the most alarming reach into a criminal case, muddying up in the public wake of Donald Trump's desire, as articulated on Twitter, and doing something so offensive to 2 career prosecutors that they quit. They say, "I'm out."
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Nicole. You know, the department has really been poised, I think, on a knife's edge for 3 years. We've all watched as the president has tried to pull it in his direction and has tried to use it to go after his political opponents and reward his political allies. And the question has always been, what kind of department would we be? And we've seen at times when the department has stood up for the rule of law, and at times when they seem to cow to him, especially since Bill Barr took office. And I think when we ask that question, we've always wondered, looking from the outside, what would the warning signs be that the department has really gone off the rails? And if you had to come up with what all the warning signs would be, they're all staring us in the face today. This is as bad a thing as you could expect from the Justice Department. And the thing that really worries me, look, when you see the department make a filing like this, it would be unusual in any event for the department to pull back a filing after it's made it publicly, unless there's some changed circumstances. To do it after the president has weighed in the middle of the night is hugely inappropriate. And what especially concerns me is the people that are resigning. It's the career officials that are holding the line, and they shouldn't be the ones that have to hold the line. You should see the attorney general resigning when the president wants to overturn a filing like this and pervert the rule of law. If the Attorney General doesn't resign, you should see the Deputy Attorney General resign. If he doesn't do it, it should be the U.S. Attorney. There's a new U.S. Attorney that's only been in that job 8 days. And what worries me is it's left to the career officials. And if they're gone, it means that it's going to be the U.S. Attorney and Bill Barr deciding what they want to do. And it seems clear all they want to do is the president's wishes, and that means to protect his political cronies.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from...
The Justice Department is backing away from federal prosecutors' sentencing recommendation for President Trump's confidant, Roger Stone. An official with the department tells the AP that the request of 7 to 9 years was excessive. David Spun is live at the Justice Department with the latest on this. David?
Hey, Dana, good afternoon. This is taking some people by surprise in the legal community. That 7 to 9 year sentence Fox News was first to report is too steep, according to Attorney General Bill Barr and his team here at DOJ. Roger Stone, President Trump's close friend and former confidant, is scheduled to be sentenced next Thursday, February 20th. Now, in November, a jury convicted him of witness tampering and lying to Congress. Then last night, a sentencing memo came out and said the U.S. Attorney's Office in Washington, D.C. was looking for 7 to 9 years. Well, the new U.S. Attorney, Dana, overseeing the case, Tim Shea, is a close aide of the Attorney General. He actually just left a post here at DOJ recently. Now, a source says once DOJ officials saw the sentencing memo, they were upset, arguing it was too stiff. Then, Dana, overnight came the tweet from President Trump, 1:49 early this morning. I want to read it, quote, "This is a horrible and very unfair situation. The real crimes were on the other side, as nothing happens to them. Cannot allow this miscarriage of justice." Some wondering if President Trump may be planning a pardon. Then late this morning, we found out DOJ will essentially recall the guidelines they've already submitted to the court, come up with a lower number. The Attorney General's spokeswoman says the decision to change the sentencing guidelines came before the Trump tweet, and there was no communication between DOJ and the White House when it comes to sentencing guidelines. But Dana, in the end, as you know, you worked here, it's ultimately just up to the judge, Amy Berman Jackson. Let's say DOJ wants to do 3 to 4 years. She could say, hey, listen, Roger Stone, you're getting 10 years. We'll find out next week when he's in the courtroom. Dana.
And you
David
just look
Spahn,
at
thank you.
what Biden, even this morning, he went on another network's morning
President's
show
former
and said
informal
that,
advisor
sure,
and
any of us can beat
longtime
Donald
friend
Trump.
and
Mickey Mouse can
confidant.
beat
This is
Donald
according
Trump,
to a
which is
senior
undercutting
DOJ
his
official.
central
Initially,
argument, which is
prosecutors who, by
electability,
the
which
way,
seems to be
are
circling the
employed by
drain
the
right
Justice
now.
Department,
So
asked a federal
the
judge
front-runner
to give
nationally in
Stone
this
7
race
to
for
9
months
years in
very much
prison for
seems
charges
not to be
that include
anymore.
lying under oath,
And Bernie Sanders
obstruction
is
of a
licking his
congressional
chops, looking
investigation,
towards tonight. He's
threatening
leading
a
in the
witness
polls,
with
saying,
bodily
"If I
harm,
can win,
and repeatedly
winning the most
disregarding the
votes in
orders of the
Iowa,
judge
winning the
overseeing the
most votes
case."
in New
Now, a
Hampshire,
senior
there's a
DOJ
path for me,
official says the
especially if the other
recommendation
side of this
is
primary
extreme
remains
and
crowded
excessive, and this is
sort of
coming on
clogged
the
up with
heels of a
people.
tweet from President
Capri,
Trump
I was looking for my
condemning
note on
the
how the
sentencing
polls have sunk
recommendation.
while he was talking
This
about
is
Joe
horrible,
Biden
it
there.
says, and very
Biden
unfair
down in the
situation.
Monmouth
The real
polls lost
crimes are on the
14
other
points
side,
since
as
mid-January,
nothing happens to them.
9
Cannot
points since
allow
late
this
January, the
miscarriage
Quinnipiac
of justice.
poll.
We have CNN
NBC
senior
Wall
justice
Street Journal
correspondent
poll
Evan
down
Perez
2 points
here with
since
us, along with
mid-December. I
CNN
guess that's
political
the best
correspondent
one.
Sarah Murray and CNN legal
So
analyst
what do you
and
think
former federal
of where he
prosecutor
has been? What
Elliot
has happened
Williams.
with it?
And a senior Department of Justice official, Evan, says that the department was shocked by the sentencing recommendation. Tell us about this.
That's just incredible, right? This never happens. The fact that the Justice Department is essentially disavowing and sharply criticizing a recommendation, a decision that was made by the Justice Department it just never happens. And so what we have to unpack here is what's going on behind the scenes. Clearly, Bill Barr, the Attorney General, did not realize that this recommendation for 7 to 9 years, which was made by the U.S. Attorney's Office here in Washington, that was the recommendation being made, and clearly the President's tweets are an issue here. It makes it very unusual. Now, the Justice Department
just
officials...
being close to New Hampshire doesn't mean that you're going to be successful.
Amen. Look, Elizabeth Warren. I don't disagree with that.
But I want to talk
It's really
about
hard for us to
the
sort
bigger
of
disaster isn't
divorce the two things,
Joe
right?
Biden,
I'll just read you a
still
little
got
bit of
Nevada,
what the senior
strong
Justice
Union State, and
Department
South
official is telling our
Carolina,
David Shortell.
still commanding presence
she
there.
says that this is not
strong
what was
black
briefed to the
vote.
department.
Elizabeth Warren,
saying
because she
the
finished
department-
third in Iowa, she could do
7 to 9
worse
years. This was
in
not
New
what was being
Hampshire, and
had been
she's
briefed to the
still
department. The department believes
stay
the
the
recommendation
course,
is
doing the
extreme
same
and
thing.
excessive
Politico
and is
notes that
grossly
she has more than 1,000
disproportionate to Stone's
staffers in
offenses. The
31
department will
states, likely
clarify
second
its
only to Mike
position later
Bloomberg.
today with the
And
courts. And
of
course,
the
the
nonpartisan
judge
Cook political
overseeing this
report,
case,
Dave
she
Wasserman
doesn't have to
wrote this. I
accept
follow him
the
closely on
decision or
Twitter.
the
Having watched
recommendation
Warren up
from
close
the
today,
Justice Department.
this is
7 to 9
yesterday,
years is
there's no one in
probably
the field
pretty
better
high.
at using his or her life story to build the case for his or her candidacy. She does it superbly well, but she's also shown the least willingness and ability to switch up tactics when things aren't going well. And his theory is that when that New York Times Upshot Siena poll came out and showed her doing worse against Donald Trump than Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders, that was the beginning of the end. My words, not his, but that was where she lost the momentum. And I don't know what she's doing, quite frankly.
How much of her life story is true?
No, and I think Dagan's absolutely right. You know, the candidacy we've been focusing on in terms of implosion has been Joe Biden, but Elizabeth Warren needs this more than he does because she does have proximity. She also speaks a shorthand with people in New Hampshire that she has been relying on to boost her in this critical first primary state. And, you know, Amy Klobuchar, she had the big night Friday night. Right. And